Welcome back, you beautiful people. We are going to take a deep dive into El Predicto 2023, where we break down what we're expecting is going to happen in the real estate market in Ottawa in 2023. Of course, hit that like button for the video, subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all new listings before they hit the market, as well as share this with anybody who you think might be interested in this type of information. Now, before we get into what my predictions are for 2023, I want to take a look back at what I thought would happen in 2022 and what actually happened in 2022. That's going to give us a bit of insight moving forward into 2023. And you can also check out the links below for all of the El Predictos going all the way back to 2017 when I started doing these. So let's just jump right into it. In 2022 combined, my expectation was that the price would go up by 14%, the sales would be 21,000, and the inventory would hit a maximum of 2,000. Now remember, this was at the beginning of 2022 when everything was just starting to go bonkers. And then, of course, as the rates started to change, we had a bit of a change and a slap in the face in terms of reality. So you can see the inventory. Even though my prediction was that it was going to be 2,000 max, it was only 3,254 at the absolute peak. The sales were a lot lower, so we had a lot less transactions, lower than the 5-year average, and the price only went up half of what I was expecting it to go up, which it lands right in the middle of what the brokerages were predicting, between 5 and 9%. Now, if we look at the residential market, so of course we always like to break it down into the residential and the condo side. If we look at the residential side, my expectation was that we would have a maximum of 1,500 properties for sale, residential properties. The sales would account for about 15,000 and the price would go up by about 12%. The reality was the inventory was about 1,000 units higher at its peak. The sales were about 3,500 less in total, and the price only went up by 7% instead of by 12 like I was expecting. On the condo side, so all of this to tell you, these predictions are just my guess, and I am not an expert. On the condo side, my prediction there, maximum inventory 500, total number of sales 5,000, price up by 18%. I thought the condo market would do better than the residential market this year. It did do better, but it was only marginally better, not 6% better. So inventory at 681, sales at 3780, and the price at 8.1. Now, in reality, what we're expecting moving forward is that the interest rates have had the biggest impact on the sale prices. You can see a direct inverse correlation between the rising of the interest rates and the falling of the home prices, so that the payments for a similar style home will stay about the same. What that means is that today's buyer is very payment conscious, and so was yesterday's buyer, and so too was the buyer before, which is why the prices went up so astronomically during the last 3 or 4 years, because the interest rates were coming down and down and down and making the payments ultimately lower for the individual. So what are we expecting now? We're expecting the rates to sort of level out, and maybe towards the end of the year or early next year, maybe start to drop a little bit. So what does that mean in terms of our overall prices? Well, the brokerages are calling the increase in price to be either 2 or 4%. CMHC is saying 3.4. I'm going to say 3%, just fall right in the middle. I don't think that we're going to be looking at astronomical growth, this year. Again, that's just the way it goes. You're going to see a negative growth for the first 6 months of the year, and you're going to see a positive growth in the last 6 months of the year. And I think the last 6 months will offset, and we'll see a very slight, moderate 3% growth. On average in Ottawa, the average growth rate per year, so increase in average prices per year, is approximately 5 or 6%. And that goes back for 60 years. Okay, I don't believe that we're going to see a lot of inventory this year. There are some different factors that might play into that. If investors need to, liquidate their assets to maintain cash flow, they might put some more on the market, but it's not. We don't have we've got some, but not a huge segment of our market as investors. Most of the people who own houses in Ottawa are just regular people who own and live in their house. So I only expect the inventory to be at about 4,000. I do expect the sales to be a little bit higher this year than we saw last year at 16,000. On the residential side, getting into this, I expect the inventory to be at about 3,000 at its peak, the sales to be about 12,000, and the price on the residential side to go up about 2%. I still believe that the condo market will be stronger than the residential market this year. And specifically, I expect the prices to go up in the condo market by 4% instead of by 2% in the residential market. The inventory at 1,000 max, so still not a lot of condos to sift through, and the total number of sales about 4,000. So slight growth across the board, both in terms of number of transactions and average price point from 2022. But like I said, if you're tracking this monthly like I am, you're going to see dramatic drops for the first half of the year. And the news cycle that's going to be involved with that is the sky is falling sort of thing. And as a result, buyers are going to say, oh, wow, it's time to buy. The prices are really low. Some people will wait on the fence and they'll wait till the market sort of kicks back up. We're already starting to see a few bidding wars on properly priced properties. Try and say that 5 times fast. So if, there are some opportunities out there. And if you are selling or buying, as always, reach out. The team and I'd be more than happy to help. The phone number, as always, 1-888-REAL585. And until then, keep it real, collective.